The world already has a waste problem, and especially in the US and the Western world overall. But did you know that during the holiday season, that increases by another 25%? And I'm sure you can guess why. Lots of gatherings, lots of food waste, wrapping paper, shipping. Did you know most returns don't actually get resold? The whole thing has become a glitter-covered avalanche of stuff we don't need. And if you've clicked on this video, allow me to remind you that there are enough people on the internet trying to convince you that you need to buy more stuff, especially during the holiday season. This channel is the opposite of that. This channel will tell you why you don't need to buy things, and this video is exactly what that will be. I'm going to talk about things that are very popular to buy during the holiday season that we can opt out of, and it will probably make our holidays a lot more meaningful, a lot more affordable, slower, and I think that makes it more enjoyable. If you think that sounds good, my side of the internet might be just for you. So if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and let's get into it. Okay, if you're new to this, hear me out. I'm not buying any wrapping paper or any type of gift wrap in general this year, and I haven't in many, many years. I really have to remind you that the point of wrapping paper is to conceal your gift for the amount of time that that gift is handed from you to them. That is like literally seconds for that wrapping paper to most likely be in a landfill after you're dead. It will still be there. That is something we should not accept as normal. And especially because most wrapping papers are not just paper. It's called wrapping paper, but it's usually coated in plastic and it can't even be recycled. But gift bags can be reused over and over and over again. I'm gonna try my hand at making some new gift bags for my family this year. I wanted to beaded embroider them last year and it took forever. But that's an idea. You can create a family heirloom out of making someone a gift bag so that that can be their gift wrap every single year. I love that idea so much. One of my favorite things that I've done over the last few years is use like lace curtains to wrap my gifts. I'm a big fan of saving like brown paper from packages throughout the year and then wrapping my gifts in that. You can customize it that way if you want. Also, one of my favorite ways is to just not wrap it at all. And it being in a box alone is concealing what the gift is, and I have been known to give people gifts without wrapping them at all. Yeah, my family thinks I'm weird, but does it matter to me as much as helping the planet? No. I'm fine being perceived as the weirdo. Another thing I try really, really hard not to buy, especially during the holiday season, is non-local ingredients where I can get them locally. So we're talking about things that are in season, right? Greens, potatoes, citrus. Oh my God, citrus season is my favorite. Texas is known for the grapefruits, and it's my favorite fruit. So for my Friendsgiving this year, I made a pecan pie with the pecans from my yard. And I really like when I'm cooking for other people to be able to tell the story behind it of where I sourced that ingredient. And because it's something that I'm homemaking and I'm going to, like, I can tell a story. I just feel like I like when things have meaning behind them. I like when things have story, and being able to like go to the farm and buy something from the bird clock says, please listen. But I think you get the point. I really like to be able to support local farmers, and I feel like the holidays is a really good time to slow down and actually seek out where you can buy locally sourced ingredients from. And I specifically want to talk about food because it's such a huge part of the holidays. It's such a huge part of sustainability, of the waste that comes around this time of year. And so another thing I'm just trying to avoid is the excess. I'm not going to buy food in excess if it's going to go to waste. Now in Austin, we have a really great resource called the free fridge, so I can pack up any leftovers and take them there. A lot of the things I do for the holidays, I'm not doing in Austin. I'm doing it in my small hometown that doesn't have that. So I try to be realistic about leftovers, and like everybody likes leftovers, or most people do. So being realistic about how many leftovers everybody can eat, I feel like we go, oh, I love X holiday leftovers, but how many times are you really gonna eat those? I like to pay attention to portions when I'm making stuff so that we don't have too many leftovers. And then, like I said, I like to support local, and then I like to also support sustainable small grocery stores. If we're buying pantry staples, let's buy them from the grocery store whose goal is to be the first climate positive grocery store, which is Thrive Market. I never use up my pantry staples as fast as I do during the holiday season. So if you are stocking up on pantry staples, you can search on Thrive Market so easily by things like plastic free and sustainably farmed and B Corp certified, fair trade, regenerative farming, upcycled ingredients. Thrive Market makes accessing sustainable groceries easier and convenient. And all of their boxes ship with carbon neutral shipping from a zero waste warehouse. And Thrive Market themselves is B Corp certified. And I think this time of year is really important to remember that while we're really lucky, or we may be really lucky and have friends and loved ones to celebrate with, that it's important to think about people who who are less fortunate than us, and Thrive Market is always thinking about that. For every paid membership, Thrive Market donates a free membership to a family in need, and they're the first online-only retailer to accept SNAP EBT, which is huge for accessibility. So you can click the link in my description or go to thrivemarket.com/ShelbyOrm to get 30% off of your first order plus a free gift up to $60. And just to keep the food topic rolling for a couple more seconds, I won't be buying any disposable cutlery or plates. Definitely not cutlery. Sometimes I make exceptions for compostable plates when I'm hosting like over 15 people. We have free curbside composting. I feel okay about that, but I will never buy the styrofoam plates, the plastic cutlery, the foam styrofoam plates. Why do people choose those when the paper is right there? And I won't be buying any new hostware. I host a lot, so I have enough hosting ware. I don't need to go buy anymore, but if I did need something specific, I would ask to borrow it from a neighbor, my Buy Nothing group. Sometimes I'll go thrift something, use it, and then just like take it right back to the thrift store. I don't want to be buying any holiday specific servingware because it's so annoying to me to have to store stuff like that. I feel like who has enough storage to have holiday specific servingware? Because in my mind, doesn't that mean you're only using it like a couple times a year at most? I think just opt out. Opt out of all that stuff. I know this adds to me sounding like a Grinch, but I hate getting Christmas cards. Not just any Christmas cards, because my friends send me them. I've gotten multiple this year of pictures with their family. They go and do cute little photo shoots. Like that type of stuff is meaningful and I think it's cute, but I still to this day have family members who are relatively close to me. I don't know why they do this. Just go to like the store and buy the most generic cards that just have like a picture of birds on the front and they write their name underneath the message that's pre-printed in the card.
Boring, yawning, sloppy, lazy.
I don't know why that bothers me so much, but it does. And every year when I get them, I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? And it's just something that I will not buy. I was going to do a video of gifts nobody wants. I did that last year. Some people disagreed with me, and that's okay. But I decided to just add a few categories of gifts that I will not be buying into this video, and one of those is gifts nobody asked for. If someone did not express that they want it or put it on a wish list or, you know, listen throughout the years, hear what things that they want, I won't be buying it. I know a lot of people say that it's thoughtful, but I don't agree. I feel like you are giving someone a task. I've been given that so many times when someone gives me something that I didn't want and didn't ask for, and now I have to figure out what to do with it. And I feel like you're putting a burden on someone more so than being thoughtful. I think it's not thoughtful to give someone something they didn't ask for. So not buying that. And same thing with like filler gifts, okay? When there's like a dollar amount put on a gift arrangement, you know, like if people do a Secret Santa or they're assigned someone to buy something for, and there's like a minimum amount of spend, and then you end up buying just like random little things to put in there, or random little things that people make as stocking stuffers. I hate that stuff. I hate the thought that like the dollar amount that you spend is what makes a gift meaningful too. The filler gifts that are just like to meet the minimum or to fill something in, I'm not doing it. Single-use outfits, I will not be buying those. Specifically, I feel every Christmas there's like the outfit that is trending on social media, and it's really trendy, and it's not going to be something that you would wear Christmas after Christmas season. So I just opt out of all of those sort of things. I am very into buying vintage sweaters and vests. My partner and I make fun of this all the time because if you notice that cardinals on holiday stuff, they're always two men, which we think is very funny because it's very gay. Always put gay male cardinals on everything. Anyway, I think buying into the hyper trendiness that comes along with those outfits is wasteful, and I think you could go with something vintage that is timeless. I have now worn this sweater vest for at least 4 years. No, 3, maybe 3 years. And nothing bothers me more than when I see a modern fast fashion Christmas sweater trying to be a replacement for the like 80s, 90s ugly Christmas sweaters. So I won't be buying any of the fast fashion Christmas sweaters. I think they're ugly. And I was trying to think of the word, like not ironically ugly. You know what I mean? There's something cute about an old grandma's ugly Christmas sweater, whereas the fast fashion ones they don't have any of that nostalgia or whimsy, if you will, to them. So then they're just dumb and ugly and boring and cheap, and I don't like it. I hate them. Blankets. I live in Texas and we don't need any more. I don't know why my family is obsessed with buying blankets every single year. Is your family obsessed with buying blankets every year? But not like nice ones. Like there are blankets out there that are nice, which then you wouldn't feel the need to buy them every year. I think that's what bothers me so much is my family specifically is obsessed with these like fleece, what's it called? Is that what it's called? Fleece? I don't know what it is. It's polyester. They're 100% polyester blankets. They're from Kohl's, and my family buys like every pattern, like every year. I'm not kidding. And maybe the need to buy new ones every year is because you keep buying shitty, cheap blankets that just aren't quality. Instead of buying them every year, maybe buy one that is a decent quality. I don't know. Maybe that's just my wacky opinion out there. I find pre-made advent calendars to be really devoid of anything thoughtful. I feel that handmade advent calendars can be really, really cute and thoughtful and fun, but buying the pre-made ones is really boring. And I feel, especially with the way that like they're coming out with beauty and skincare ones, that stuff is going to end up just being wasted, like not even used and just thrown away. So I won't be buying any advent calendars. I'm not buying any new holiday decor this year, but I think more so what I want to talk about is the fact that there are new trends every year that make people feel like their old decor is no longer good enough. And I really need people to start paying attention to that. How every year there is something that is like the norm. And I've seen other creators that I follow who go along with those norms. And then the next year they'll be like,
I don't know why I ever bought that type of thing for my tree, my decor. Why did I ever buy that? And it's like,
right, because you were just following the trend. Stop following the trends. What you're talking about liking now is just the new trend, the new thing that everyone's talking about. That's why. And we have to remove ourselves from that. Like you have to find something that is meaningful to you. I think it's really just as simple as that. If your holiday decorations are special and meaningful, have a story behind them, then you won't feel the need to replace them every year. Ignore the trends and make things yourself, or go buy them from artisans that are handmade or that are vintage. Vintage obviously is always really meaningful, I think, because of how long that thing has lasted to be in your home today. I digress, and I will just say I'm not buying any new holiday decorations this year. If you're gonna buy an artificial tree, please buy one that is decent quality. I'm not buying a tree, new or artificial, because I still really like my shelf tree. And when I first bought it, people told me that I wouldn't like it in the future and that it was just something that was trendy, which is weird because I've never seen anyone else do the shelf tree ever. I don't know. But buying a new tree every year is so expensive. I don't want to do that. And then artificial trees also crap out so quickly if you don't buy one that's quality. And then when you buy one that's quality, it's so expensive. But regardless, I'm not buying any trees this year. And I really, really hope that no one will go and buy just like the cheap artificial trees, because you're going to have to keep repurchasing them. I will just say that my parents bought what I thought was an insanely expensive Christmas tree so many, like maybe 10 years ago now. And it's still holding up, which is really, really nice. And realistically, even though it seemed expensive, it would have probably only been like 3 years of them buying real trees. I'm just not buying a Christmas tree. I recommend you don't go and buy like really poor quality Christmas trees, because you're just going to end up on this hamster wheel of wasting that Christmas tree and throwing it out and getting another one. I'm not buying any tinsel or flocking spray, and you shouldn't either. That stuff is so wasteful, and spraying aerosols in your home of flocking spray is awful for your health. And also, like, you ever think about how weird it is that if something is awful for our health and we spray it in our home, we're like, oh, just go outside and do it. Don't you think it's bad for the animals and such that live outside? Bad for our atmosphere, our oxygen? No? It's fine if it's outside. It's not. Just don't do it. Also, keep in mind that this time of year is when like every brand is having a sale, and you don't need to buy something just because it's on sale. If it's something that's already in your routine and you can get a discount on it, that is different. But walking into a store and seeing that something is on sale and being like, oh, I can totally buy this because it's cheap right now, is just wasteful, and you save 100% if you don't buy it. I always had to tell my mom that with Kohl's. She struggles with this. I know a lot of people do. Don't buy things just because they're on sale. I won't be buying anything that is just holiday specific, okay? I'm not gonna buy like a whole new set of dish towels and rugs, shower curtains I have seen recently, and plastic bottles of hand soaps, and just replacing like everything with the Christmas version, because I don't want to store that stuff. I don't know who has room in their house to store that much stuff. I don't. So I won't be buying any holiday specific items, kind of like the serving platters that we talked about earlier, but that just applies to like all the things. I'm not going to buy it if it's holiday specific. And lastly, anything that adds stress instead of joy. I really don't like to get caught up in the consumerism of the holiday season, in the quickness, like the hustle of the holiday season that makes you feel like you have to check boxes of all the things that you need to do that are festive. I just relinquish the obligation from all of those things, and the holiday season is usually a lot more fun for me, a lot more cozy, and something that I actually enjoy rather than am stressed about. I don't need more clutter, and I don't need to spend more money. So I think get rid of everything that stresses you out and keep the things that bring you joy. Well, those are the things I'm not buying this holiday season. I would love to hear if I missed anything or if you disagree with any of these. Let me know in the comments. And remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do. Bye, guys.